Today's podcast is brought to you by Sheath Underwear. And Sheath Underwear, if you've never tried it, is sexy. Like, it's just like if there was underwear for guys that was like good, like men lingerie or something like that, it's Sheath. It's comfortable. They've got that, the pocket where you drop your nuts into it. And then even the Zen pouch where you stick your shaft through the hole. It's functional. It feels good. It looks good. It's no joke. I pack for a trip for 10 days. I throw 10 pairs of Sheath in there. It's good shit. Check it out. Use promo code SPEED if you haven't tried it yet. It will save you money on your first order. And I assure you, everybody that's done this loves it. It's not like, it's just a pair of tighty whities. No, it's good shit. Check it out. Sheathunderwear.com. Promo code SPEED. What up, everybody? Rob Ferretti and Glenn DiGiacomo here, podcast 65. Welcome aboard. Sorry for the little delay. I've been traveling a bit. Glenn, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Good to have you on again. We may have a guest appearance tonight from a bee that I just hit with this this lovely medieval times poster thing, which I don't know if you guys have visited medieval times. This is quite old. This is October 30th, 2005, and now I use it to swap bees.
They're still in
so
business.
If it comes back, I'm beating the shit out of that thing, and you guys can watch. But anyway, we got some stuff to talk about,
Yes,
right?
we
And
do.
I guess I'll let Glenn. What do you have that's important first before I start talking about gassing out Top Gear hosts?
Gassing out top. Oh, yeah. Richard Hammond. Well, why don't we talk about Ferraris? Because I think you've bought a couple Ferraris
I
lately.
did.
So I think one of the questions certainly comes up is how many Ferraris do you own right now?
Well, the black one is gone. So now
the F430 is gone.
F430 's
Convertible,
gone.
right?
So
That's
now it's just
Cosmo, right? Sold it.
360 Spider.
Yep.
488, 458.
Okay. So you still have the 488.
Still have 488.
That's still for sale?
It's always for sale.
Okay.
But I technically, let's just say, and it'll be making more sense this week, I technically sold it, but I sort of sold it to myself, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I think I know where you're going with that.
Yeah, whatever. But
Now you had you did a video with a Scuderia.
yeah, funny enough, that it wasn't a Scuderia, it was a Speciale.
Speciale, right? A 458
And,
Speciale.
I was just
right.
trying to help the guy sell it because he was looking to move it, and then he
That was a
ended up-
gorgeous car.
Yeah, he ended up selling it for. He was looking for like 5 under list. He ended up selling it for 70 over list.
Wow. Because of the video, or?
I don't know, but the guy who bought it bought 2 of his cars, and he paid 70 over for that one, and I don't know what he paid for the other one, but it was
When you say over, you're saying over MSRP?
over MSRP. So the guy paid $400,000, where I
Wow,
was
it
trying
was
to
like
sell it for
320 or something,
Yeah.
330. Wow. Yeah, that's an amazing car.
So look, it's rich people when they want something, they pay what they got to pay, and that's just the way of the world. But yeah, that was interesting. So Jim sold his Corvette, which is good.
Yeah, I heard we were talking before the cameras were rolling. So you went back to the C4?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, I mean, the purchase price has been agreed upon. And
Yeah.
So Jim is looking to purchase his C4 back. I think that's a bad idea.
Oh, your exact car.
His exact car.
Oh, wow.
Not another C4 I bought.
Oh,
the exact
your-
same
No,
yours-
that like Picasso.
Yeah, I don't think you should ever take a car back.
Yeah.
But what year was your C4?
96.
Okay, so I had a 94, 95 C4, and then I had an 02 Z06. So what year was your C5?
C5 was in 04.
Okay.
It was a giant pile.
Oh, wow. So that was the last year,
Yeah.
right? C6 came in 05.
And he's also buying his motorcycle
What bike
back,
did you
too.
have? I know you had an
CBR
old.
954, 2003.
Cool.
And like, if there's one thing you've told Jim, it's not to ever get on a bike again. But he decides to. He's like the guy who's like looking through the yearbook and looking up his like first girlfriend and being like, "Hey, we got to get together again." Like, you gotta just move on.
Right. You say I got
Remember
my
your
bike
first
back.
girlfriend?
Yep.
Imagine you were married to her right now. It's just not the same. It's just like, whoa. Whew. Like, yeah, at the time, you're like, oh, what am I going to do without this girl in my life?
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, like, wow, I'm glad I'm over that one. So Jim hasn't graduated to that point yet. And
Everyone's got an opinion. Rob.
he's got
to learn, right?
Well, he's got his Corvette.
Yep.
And the problem with the Corvette was it was loud, obnoxious, and it got him in trouble. So he got rid of
did
it.
that.
The
The
C5
C5
did that.
Right.
Now he's going back to the C4, which is loud, obnoxious, and going to get him in trouble again. Then he's not going to have a license. Then he's going to be he's going to have to wrap the bus before he gets on it, and that's going to be unfortunate.
Rob, I love to prove you wrong.
How many points do you have on your license?
1.
How do you have 1?
because every single one of my tickets has been out of state. They don't transfer over.
Oh,
Into
if you
Maryland?
lived in New Jersey, they would.
The states reciprocate, but
Yeah.
they only
They post
depending on
they
the
post the
offense.
ticket, but they don't.
Correct. So if you pull up my driving record on the DMV, it looks like the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
However, I've only actually received one Maryland ticket, and that was 165, and that went from a 4-point offense. Got a lawyer. It was a 1-point offense.
165 miles an hour?
No, 100 in a 65.
Oh, 100.
Yeah.
I thought he said 165.
165.
That's one
you got
at
a 1 point. Like, I'm moving to fucking Maryland.
In New Jersey, that counts. It stays on your license, right?
Well, everything
Points.
is 2 points. New Jersey, well, no, New
Oh,
Jersey.
2 points if it's out of state.
Out of state, everything transfers in New Jersey at 2.
At 2.
So, like,
That sucks.
if you got 6 out of state tickets, you get 12 demerit points in New
Wow.
Jersey.
Yeah, that
And they only come off 3 points a year, but you have to go 12 months without getting a ticket. So you're like, it's just a matter of time before you tip that bucket and end up taking the bus.
So, but I would actually technically, I think, have 12 points on my license right now. All of them transferred over. But you're saying no matter what, it transfers.
Depends on where. Like,
And how does the point system work for you guys? It goes
in
up, right?
Jersey, well, if you have a Jersey license, it's 2 points for out-of-state violations.
But I mean, does it go up or does it start negative?
No, it starts 0.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
you're like Maryland. Some people, like Virginia, has negative.
Oh,
Like,
so they
work
give you
out. So, if you have
like.
0, then you're fucked. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like negative 12, and you know.
Yeah, from what I've been
same
told.
thing.
Yeah.
If you have a New York license, New York's actually a great state to have a license because they don't reciprocate with anyone other than like a couple of like provinces
Seriously?
in Canada.
Right, they don't count any out-of-state
And,
tickets, right?
And New York's like literally right there. It's like
Yeah.
a half a mile down, not even a couple hundred yards down the road.
And what was your game years ago? Like, you can't do it anymore because they reciprocate, but you just got it when your license was fucked when you were younger. You just got
I
it when
went to
your
North Carolina because we had a vacation house down in North Carolina. So I moved down to my vacation house.
That reset your
And-
points?
No, I just got a fresh license. It's
Ah.
actually funny. We were on Bull Run. We all did this. Bull Run 2006. And me and Noah and Danny all went down. I gave them leases for my house because they were moving in with me. And we legitimately all got North Carolina driver's licenses issued to the same address on the same day.
And nobody said anything.
And then, like, literally a week later, we're driving across the country, getting pulled over at all sorts of speeds, handing the license, 3 licenses. Like, we got pulled over at 194 or something like that. So 196, 194, whatever
Wow.
it was. In
Was that in the Ford
California.
GT? Or?
Yeah, Ford GT. And we gave, like, it was just me and Danny at the time, but we both gave North Carolina licenses to the same address, issued on the same day a week before to this cop, but we still got away with it. Like, it's like,
You can't do that shit anymore.
yeah, I mean, it's tough to get away with stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's been guys that have been trying to get away with stuff like that. Like that guy in North Carolina who was ripping in his Venom, or no, not his Venom, in his Dodge Demon.
It was a Hellcat.
Hellcat,
same
whatever, yeah. And he was doing like 190 something.
Wow.
Posted the videos up online, then he gets arrested. 23 years old.
shit. Yeah,
Oh,
but
oh,
he
from
also,
doing the
like,
videos
showed his
online?
face. The guy's
Yeah.
like, look at the speed, and like the guy pans to
Yeah,
his
like
face.
it was like, what do I need to prosecute this guy? Okay, I need that. Okay, there's that. Okay, I need that. Okay,
We
cool.
got the
We
street
got
sign
everything.
And a nice like 4
Well
shot.
done. Yeah, like
Wow.
clear as day. Like, oh, we turned on the light. You can't see your face. Hold on. So speak your name clearly into the microphone for the record. So
Somebody did that years ago. I remember probably DVDs on the internet or something, doing like an F50 or something in Europe, going like 300 kilometers an hour, and was selling like the DVD or something, and went
like maybe
went to
Getaway
jail.
in Stockholm.
Something like that. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if
it was-
anyone who went to jail. Oh, you know, I do remember
Yeah.
something about an F50. I don't recall the exact details.
It was on like one of those shows, like World's Worst Drivers or something like that, where they said they caught the guy.
and they weren't actually a bad driver. Just what
No,
they
he's
got
just
away
showing
with,
off
yeah.
doing top speed in his F50 or whatever. But so you only have 3 Ferraris, huh?
3. So, but the car count is getting up there now.
How many up to now?
I am up. I don't know. I have to do the
If
numbers.
that's the answer, it's probably
It's,
getting near 2.
Well, mine's down to 7. I downsized
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit.
double digits, but whatever it is. What did you downsize? What did you get rid of?
Well, I sold the GLA 45 and the S2000,
Okay.
and we talked about my new daily driver last podcast, right?
Yeah, you made me guess it.
Yeah,
And-
the Audi S8.
Yeah.
It's my work car because I needed a. The back seat is for my clients. The 520 horsepower is for me.
Okay.
So then, but I'm thinking of selling a couple more cars. The M2's for sale.
Okay.
Because I was going to get the M2 competition. Now I'm thinking maybe I should sell like 3 cars and get something exotic. Just
Yeah, you
thinking.
should.
So 2 cars I was considering is the McLaren 570S or the 458.
Okay.
So now you prefer, to you it's 458 hands down, right? It's no contest. And tell me why.
Well, if you like money, you'd get the Ferrari. If you don't like money, buy the McLaren.
What do you mean if you like money?
Well, the McLaren's going to be worth $45,000.
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Like the
McLaren's gonna
McLaren
keep
is a much
depreciating.
more volatile market.
Oh, absolutely.
Their depreciation curves have been atrocious
Right.
the last.
Well, I'd get a
5
used
years.
one. So say I had 160,000. Let's just say I sold 3 cars.
It'll go down to 110,
Probably.
and the Ferrari will go from 180 to 170.
Okay.
Did you ever drive a 570?
I have.
You
I
have?
have a YouTube video of it.
Oh, okay.
That-
I'm gonna do Glenn's car collection.
Glenn's Car Collection
But it feels
YouTube
like a
channel.
GTR. It
Link,
reminds me of it.
subscribe.
I don't know about that
Feels like
because
a computer.
it's got hydraulic steering. It's got anti-roll bars like the 650S
I've got
and
no
the
doubt
12C.
it's a
No,
Yeah.
it
badass
handles
car.
on the
Yeah.
track very good.
No, not even
Yeah.
at track street. I'm sure the 570 is a badass car.
Yeah, and I think it's considerably faster. It's like 3.1 to 60. What's a 458 to 60?
doesn't
High
matter.
3s, 3.9? It doesn't matter because
Doesn't
9,000 RPM and any
Doesn't
motor.
matter. It sounds good.
Yeah.
Naturally aspirated car, screams, looks good, and it's a Ferrari.
Yep.
And your car will always be. Is that a Ferrari? No, it's a McLaren. Like
Who
the
makes that?
stroller?
Who makes
yeah,
that?
like the strollers. Yeah. Like
Well, how
the
many
strollers.
458s do you know? How many 458s they've sold? Because it came out in
11.
2010, right?
11.
11,000?
No, 11 cars.
No.
I don't know. I don't work
Well, like
with
there's 10,000 Gallardos. There's going to be soon. There'll be 10,000 Huracans. So the 458 is probably somewhere in that range, probably. Okay.
We'll let that.
I guess it
one.
doesn't matter.
You're the stats guy. I'm the guy who makes shit up with a straight face.
Right. Well, 2012, I've done some research. I've driven a 458, but it's been a couple years. Maybe
Okay.
you'll let me drive yours with
Maybe.
you in it.
Yeah. No, if
But,
you're gonna drive mine, it's not gonna be with me, and I suck as a passenger.
I do.
So.
Like when you try to teach your wife to drive stick when you're in the
Yes,
passenger.
well, I will be a passenger for my wife. But like it's teaching somebody how to drive stick. As long as they listen, it's actually a relatively easy process. It's when you say something and they don't respond. It's like lift your right arm, lift your right arm, lift your right arm.
Let it out. Let
I'm like,
the
that's
clutch
not
out.
even your right arm. Like you're doing completely the opposite of what I'm telling you to do.
You know,
And-
my cars are always manual transmissions, and every time I sell one, it's always to somebody who really doesn't know how to drive stick.
Yeah.
Do you notice that a lot?
I don't pay attention to that.
Like they're riding the clutch. A lot of people, I get emails all the time. People are like, oh, I want to buy your car. I really want a stick shift, but I've never driven stick before. I'm like, all right, you can probably learn it. You're not going to learn it on my car, but you could probably.
You would deny a sale for someone who doesn't know how to drive a car?
No, I wouldn't, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
not for a test drive,
Yeah, I don't
like-
think they
Oh, yeah,
test
for a test
drive it.
drive.
Once
Okay, I
they
was about
buy
to
it,
say,
I
that's-
may even
Yeah,
help
once you
them,
buy-
give them their
yeah,
first lesson.
I'll push
but
it down the road. For
yeah,
them.
exactly. But like, I sold my S2000, and the guy lived in the city or whatever, so I texted him, make sure, nothing happened, potholes on the way home. He's like, oh, no, it was great. He goes, but I'm not very good at driving stick. I'm like, okay.
What are the cars you won't sell in the collection?
I won't sell the NSX.
Okay.
I really love the blue, and then it's the last year.
Yep.
And I probably wouldn't sell the 1M. I just think, like I was thinking again, the new M2, right? The M2 competition. I have an order. I have a car coming in. But then I'm like, you know what? I already have the best version of the M2. It's the 1 Series M, So those two were probably keepers. I'd probably sell the Porsche, the M2, and the Z3M
You'd sell the
Coupe.
993, huh?
For the right price, I would sell it. I mean, I've had it 5 years.
What's the right price?
Like 120, somewhere in that range.
What'd you pay for it? 75-ish?
Yeah, under that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it 5 years ago when they were free.
They were going
So
for.
I honestly, that car is higher miles. It's 79,000 miles, but very highly maintained. So I probably paid for that car. They were dirt cheap then. I probably paid $5,000 too much.
Okay.
Because it had everything done. It had new clutch, brake,
Yeah.
tires, resealed the engine, like everything you can think of. And to this day, I've had it 5 years. I've probably spent
Oil
$800
change, yeah.
maintaining it.
Yeah.
Because it was that good. So those kind of cars, Porsches especially, it's condition over mileage.
Sure.
10,000 mile car may be 200 something,
Yeah.
but you're going to spend thousands if you actually want to drive it.
Yeah.
Like that, those cars were so cheap, so I didn't buy it as an investment. I bought it to drove it. I had a 996.
How many miles have you
Cayman
put
S.
on it?
I guess 10,000.
In 5 years?
Yeah, well, I have 8 cars like you, so
That's pretty weak.
it is. Maybe I've had it 4 years, but it's
Yeah.
probably 2,000 miles a
Yeah,
year.
people like, I can't believe you don't drive the 488 and this
Yeah.
and that. And I'm like, When did I get my 360 back from the trip? A month ago.
Right.
That's my newest car.
Yeah.
Other than the 458. Haven't driven it other than to the car wash.
Right.
Like I drove it to the car wash. It's been sitting there.
Yep.
And I keep being like, oh, I'm going to take it out, I'm going to take it out, but you just don't get around to it. It's
Yep.
like life gets in the way.
Right, and you're filming, so like on the weekends, I'm driving other people's cars.
Yeah,
to work, I got to drive the S8 or the Jeep or something.
Even to film though, like
Yeah.
what am I going to film? Like I've already filmed that car. Like
Right.
I didn't buy it like as a company toy. I
Yep.
bought it as a personal car that I want to drive. And,
Right.
like, if something cool happens, I'll document it.
Yeah.
But like, there's really like I'm not going to whip it out every day.
Right.
And it's unfortunate because I want to drive it, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, and then it's raining or it's clean.
Yeah,
Like
but-
sometimes I wash them and then I don't want to take it out because
But
it's dirty.
I'm like traveling. I'm here for
Right, you're
September,
traveling,
and then
yeah.
I'm traveling all of October, and then it's November, December. We're into the winter, so I'm not going
Right.
to drive the damn thing anyway. So people are like, how could you only drive this many? I did 2,000 miles in my first week, not a damn mile after that.
Right.
So it's really funny when they look and say like, I can't believe you haven't put that many miles
Yep.
on. I'm like, I don't really like.
Yep.
I don't really have that many opportunities to drive, or like just I'm going to go socially drive, and if I do, it's 20 miles here or there,
Right,
30 miles here or
exactly.
there, and that takes a long time to add up, especially when you got a bucket of keys to choose from.
Yep.
So it's
Yeah.
same thing with the AMG GT. Everyone's like, oh, you're not really driving that thing. I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'll take it out to lunch, I'll go do that, but I can't.
Right.
I can't film every mile on the car.
Yep. Yep.
But
Yeah, I have the same thing. So Monday through Friday, I'm working, right? So I only can do Saturday and Sunday. And if I'm meeting somebody to review and film their car, you know, I meet them 10 miles from my house
Yeah.
or something, so I didn't drive it. Like the 1 Series M, how many miles do you think I drove it this year?
more than I did.
More than you did,
Yeah.
yeah. I drove it 10 miles. And you know why? It was due for inspection.
Okay. Yeah, but then you like sort of kick yourself when you do that.
Yeah, I do.
It's
Absolutely.
like the my Mercedes I gave to a girl in my office, the plow, because it's in summer mode now, so I put a new hood on it and
Oh,
New
you're talking
front
about,
bumper.
what did you have, an E-Class or something, right?
E320,
Okay.
yep.
So you still have that car.
and then I've got the BMW. Anna's driving it. The girl that was on
The M Roadster?
the podcast. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, oh, it's cute. Like, blah blah blah. blah. I'm like, all right, well, take it. I'm like, I literally, it's been sitting in my driveway for 2 months. It hasn't even moved.
Right.
So you might as well take it. Cause I'm driving the Volt because I got a bunch of miles to put on before my lease is up.
Yeah, when's the lease up?
April or something like that.
So you're even behind on your
I'm
daily
behind
driver.
on my yeah, even my daily driver is low on miles. So I'm trying to crank the miles on that to at least get my values worth out of it. And
Right.
then- but I'm like, hey, you want to drive it? So I'm like, keep it for a month.
Yeah, might as
And
well.
that was, I don't know, a month or two ago. I never
Now
paid
the
attention.
AMG GT,
Yeah.
and you just got a 911
Yeah.
convertible 991. So
I didn't
compare.
announce that yet, but cool.
Oh, sorry. Compare those two cars. Like, you know, what do you like better? Which car do you
I
like?
mean, the AMG's more exotic.
Yeah.
Do you want me to cut that?
No, you can leave it in.
Okay.
The 911 is just the 911. It'll all make sense when I start piecing it. I'm gonna do the whole what happened at Gotham video.
Oh, okay,
I'm
yeah.
gonna reveal the new warehouse. A
Cool.
lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. Probably in the next week or so. But it just like litigation and the bullshit that like it's everything always comes back when you have a platform. Everybody's oh, and this you said this, and like in my freaking planning board meetings, they're talking about. Well, here's your video from before you applied, and you said this in your video. I'm like,
Oh, really? They're actually
Yeah.
going back and looking
oh
at your
yeah,
videos?
they're playing my
Oh,
videos.
geez.
I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Like yeah, I'm talking about something before I've even researched and filled in the application, and that's not even what I applied for. So now you're gonna hold that against me? I didn't know. I was just that's what I see over the fence. So that's
Wow.
what I say.
Wow.
And it was like of a 12-minute video, they took 4 seconds and played for like one fragment of a sentence. I'm like, well, it's completely out of context.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's just like nonsense that that you get to deal with. But that's why any potential litigation, any stuff like that, I'm sort of biting my tongue until it's resolved itself, and then I can sort of explain the stories and deal with
Right,
it from
because they're
there.
going to
But-
play that video.
Yeah, well, I don't care. They can play that video till they're blue in the face. But it's just like, why do you have to complicate matters by sharing it with the Gotham stuff that's been going on for so long right now? Whether it resolves itself or not, I'm going to just do the video because it's holding up all my other storylines that I'm going to be delivering over the next couple of months. So And right now it's like, well, I can sort of tell you, and I don't like being cagey. So when I get through these videos, I can then just be like, this all makes sense.
This is what
now.
happens.
It's like the end of the movie where you find out who the killer was, and it like everything falls into place. You're like, that's what that guy was doing at Sizzler.
Right.
And it's going to make sense. But yeah, I was just in Iceland last week.
Yeah, I saw.
That was cool. I rented a Range Rover, but they overcharged me. Avis beat me up on that. It was like supposed to be $232 for like a 3 or 4 day rental and whatever. I thought I booked the full size, whatever it was. Then they made it $120 for the upgrade because I'm like, this car's too small. Give me something else. So they gave me a Range Rover or Land Rover Discovery, whatever it is. And it was like $120 for the upgrade for the couple of days. So I was like, all right, no problem. Then I get my final bill and it's like $700 and something. I'm like, wait, $230 plus $120 is $350.
Do they just get you like mileage?
Then I call them up and like, oh, it looks like they billed you for 12 extra days. I'm like, I took it 4 days ago. How could they possibly even bill me for 12 days? I've returned the car already. Yeah, we'll open a case and somebody will get back to you. So it's a holiday weekend now. I'm letting that settle out. But Iceland was cool. There was a lot of cool stuff. I actually saw the Northern Lights, which which it's very early in the season, but it was nice. It was a nice treat on the scouting trip to be able to see that. And everybody that's coming up for Adventure Drive is going to be in for a treat because Iceland's got some pretty amazing stuff up there.
Cool.
And whereas it was cold when I was there, I mean, it was like 40 degrees, it doesn't really get much colder even in like January, February.
Oh, wow. So it was 40 degrees in August?
In August, yeah.
Wow.
Like a high is like the average temperature in like their mid summer is like 55.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it's that cold. I know it's north, but...
Yeah, but it's sort of like the San Francisco climate where it's
it's almost the same.
Yeah, like the hottest it'll be is an average of 55, but the lowest is like 22.
Okay.
So it doesn't really get like negative 30. Now in the northern part of the island, it gets colder than the southern part of the island. But
where were you, north or south?
I was on the southern part.
Okay.
Well, most of the cool shit is on the southern part. So.
And is it light longer there, right? Like Alaska?
It was longer. It was light till like 9:30 at night.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But it's going to be much shorter days than even in New York come February, March when we do our trip.
Oh.
Because the days are going to be like sun up at like 8 and sundown at like 3.
2, yeah.
So it's like you're going to have a short window in which to do it, which is good because it's better for the Northern Lights because it's dark more of the day.
Okay.
But that's going to be fun. Where I was also I've got the Adventure Drive trip October 24th to 28th, which I'm putting Glenn on notice right now. He's going to finally sign up for one because he's been talking about signing up for trips.
Been talking shit for
like
years.
3 years now. And it's about time that Glenn gets out there and enjoys. And this is the A, cheapest, and B, closest to New York. So you really don't have a choice. And we're going to be moonshining and all that fun stuff. And Glenn needs some moonshine in his life.
Sure do. What is it, D.C. to Nashville?
D.C. to Nashville,
cool.
Yep. So we're going to do the Greenbrier. We're going to do a bunch of the Blue Ridge Parkway, the Tail of the Dragon, Chiola Skyway. We're going to do, we got a riverboat, like one of those big paddle wheel boats.
They're dangerous. Watch out for those.
Why?
One of them just sunk, a riverboat.
Like a paddle wheel boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
With tourists on it. I forget where.
You get a Koenigsegg after you sue them. So
there you go.
Stay close to your life preserver.
Now, you've done the Tail of Dragon before.
I have.
A couple times, right?
I wasn't the biggest fan of the Tail. I like the roads around the Tail. And even this trip that I'm scouting, I'm like, people are going to be so sick of twisty roads by the end of this. So
now, is it because you don't like Tail of Dragon because there's too many turns or too many people on it? Like it's too crowded?
It's like a first and second gear road.
Oh, okay.
Which to me, I want a little bit of a variation.
Yeah.
Just like staying in second gear and like
you can't really
it's
accelerate.
like an autocross.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Would you rather do Nürburgring or an autocross?
Right.
And the answer is like 100% of the time something with more variation. And if you're even in an autocross, if you don't get out, if you're first, second, you're in second gear the whole track.
Yeah.
It sort of takes away from the experience of like using your gearbox or getting to any sort of speed or.
Right.
So.
Depends what car you're driving.
It depends. Yeah, if you're in a Miata, you'll be in fifth gear.
Yeah, or S2000 or something.
But for anything else, I mean, you're really 20 to 40 miles an hour the whole way through there.
Cool.
So,
Sweet.
but it's just people want to do it. So.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, but there's some cool stuff. A lot of that like country, like backwoods, like flannel shirt. I'm definitely wearing my cowboy hat. But it'll be a good time.
Cool. Sounds like fun. Yeah, we touched on it for a second, that AMG GT. You said that's more, it drives like, I've driven the GTR on the track, so that's a stiff suspension, that's more like a track car. So the GT, it's like, you feel an exotic type car?
The AMG GT is an exotic, it's got that exotic look to it.
Right, I love how it looks.
That's what the
It looks
SLS
amazing.
did, that's what the SLR did. It drives like a Mercedes, but it's got that exotic sports car feel to it, and that's the appeal.
Rear drive, twin turbo V8. You like
Correct.
the dual
It's
clutch
quick,
transmission?
It's quick. It shifts nice.
Yeah.
The only complaint I really have, like the ergonomics and everything inside are nice. I don't like where the shifter, the little to put it in drive and everything.
There.
It's like a little bit too far back where it gets awkward, where you have to like ride your elbow up to shift. And granted, once you put it in drive or reverse, like you're not gonna. It's not a shifter back there,
right?
But it does have that, like, oh, this is sort of awkward. So. But it looks nice. I like the color. The color really pops.
It was like gold or something.
It's like I'll call it a yellow mustard, something like that.
I saw the video. Yeah.
Fields of gold, so to speak. And then it's got the black accent.
You have the like my AMG had those sport bucket seats, or
it's got
the Recaro seats.
I don't know if they're. I don't know what option it is or whatever, but it's like $140 some odd $1,000 car, so it's a nice car.
That was new. It was 140. Yeah. The GTR version I drove, the sticker was $199.
Yeah.
But I only got to experience it at the track. It was great on the track.
Sure. No,
but yeah, I mean it's a gorgeous car. The one I drove was red, so.
And that was a 7-minute Nürburgring car?
I don't know, to be honest.
702?
I don't remember.
It was something pretty wild.
It was a good score for the GTR.
An AMG, yeah. It was completely unexpected. You're like, wow, you didn't see that coming.
Yep. I like my CLA 45 AMG and my GLA 45. The GLA I like better, is a little more practical with the hot hatch and stuff like that. But the AMGs depreciate so much, like the new ones.
Do, yeah.
Oh my God. But so the GLA 45 that I had a sticker of 63.
Okay.
I'm technically the first owner. I bought it like 900 miles as a demo. I got it for 44, so I got like 17,000 off sticker.
Nice.
And I traded it in on the SE. I traded it into this Audi dealer in Miami, believe it or not, and I got like 33 or 34 for it.
Which dealer?
The collection.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had the S8. I wanted an S8 that had that Bang & Olufsen stereo with the tweeters come up. That's a $6,500 option. So almost none of them have it.
Yeah.
So I found one in Miami, and I forget, one in Manhattan, and one like in Kansas. And the Manhattan one was like 10,000 more than this car. And I wanted it. I wanted black, and that's what it was. And I called them up, and I said, I like your car, and I'm right over the bridge. I said, but I think you're priced like $10,000 too much.
Sure.
And the salesman actually hung up on me. Nice. He's like, that's a low ball offer. Somebody will pay that price. And then the next day I checked like whatever it was, AutoTraderCars.com, they lowered the price $5,000. Nice. So maybe I got to them a little bit. But then I got a great deal from the collection. What I did is I shipped my S2000 sold privately. I shipped the GLA 45 down there. They gave me a number. Yep. And they said, as long as it's what you said. I said, believe me, you don't know me. Yeah. I collect cars, is what I said. I shipped it down there, and then they called me when it got there, like whatever, a day or two later. They're like, oh, it's exactly what you said. Yeah. And then they did the deal with the S8.
And you also get the tax credit, too.
Right, that's why I did it. Because it's hard, any of the AMGs, they depreciate so fast. Yep. And even though it's, I had a 16,000-mile car, original paint, no accents needed, nothing, it's still like impossible to sell. I don't know if people just want new AMGs instead of used ones.
It's just like, the market on Mercedes, there's so many out there, most people just want new ones.
Yeah, because you can always sell like a used stick shift M3 or something like that. But it's like my two experience was AMGs or like they're impossible to sell.
Because they go down to
I think that's why people are afraid to buy it.
It's just like a slippery slope, and it's out of warranty too. Now you got to worry about the maintenance.
Right. Yep.
And I'll get into the story about the tire that came up after we take a quick break. But the guy to the tire shot out from under, hit my Ferrari, shot out from under the GT3, hit the S63 AMG.
Oh wow!
And damaged his front bumper, and I'll tell you how much that cost. Right after a word from our sponsors. So there's things you never want to do in the car world. You never want to not buy a car because you're afraid of the maintenance costs. And you also don't want to be fearful when you buy a car of driving it because you don't want to break it. Two of those things, it ruins the ownership experience. So how do you fix that? Well, there's a company called eAuto Warranty. And eAuto Warranty will sell you a warranty. You pay monthly just like you would for your car insurance. And it relieves the stress and anxiety of having a big maintenance repair. And that's something, I mean, they cover the smaller stuff too, but obviously that doesn't keep you up at night. The stuff that you're concerned about is a pilot bearing failure or something that everyone talks about as a possibility. And you're like, ooh, I don't want to have to pay for a transmission rebuild on that. Well, eAuto Warranty will cover it. So check it out. You can go to eautowarranty.com. You can enter your car in. You can get a free online quote, or you can enter a car you're interested in, or like, oh, you know, one of those Maseratis I've always liked. See what it would cost. It may make sense to you. It may not, but it will allow you, if you do go ahead with it, to sleep easy at night. I'm telling you, the proof is in the pudding here. I had a warranty that I was paying for 4 months, and they covered that means they made $300 off me, and they paid for a $2,400 repair. So it's good. It's nice to have. It's good to have in your back pocket if you ever need it. You don't have to renew it after the first year. You can just do it on a yearly basis. But I'm telling you, once you have it, you're going to love it. And especially when you get your money's worth out of that repair, you're going to be happy you made that choice. So check them out, eautowarranty.com. You can get a free quote for your vehicle or one that you're interested in purchasing. All right, and we're back. So thank you to eAuto Warranty and Sheath Underwear, both awesome products, and both will change your lives for the better. You can also check out expressvpn.com/superspeedersrob if you haven't checked that out yet. And what else do I want to plug? I like throwing the Dollar Shave Club /superspeedersrob. All these companies that come throwing stuff at me, check them out because they're pretty awesome. I don't, of all the Chinese companies and stuff that they sling at me that I avoid at all costs, the guys that I do select are worth your time. But back to what you were saying, I was now talking about the bumper damage on the S-Class, because you were talking about your Mercedes and why people don't buy them. The body shop went through the insurance. It was like $14,000.
For a front bumper?
And it was like, you look at it, you're like, okay, you definitely need like a little trim piece, but like 14 grand.
Wow. It was a newer S-Class?
I fixed it was a brand new one, yeah, but like I fixed my Ferrari for a couple $100.
Wow.
And I hit the tire first and hardest, and you're talking 14 grand. I'm like, I mean, it's granted, it's like a Ferrari repair, or whatever, like a Mercedes repair facility, but Jesus Christ, and that's no, you know, when these like lowbrow guys at the body shops are driving around the lifted Hummers and their Lamborghinis and everything, you know why? Because they're just banging out these insurance companies.
Yeah.
And they probably fix it. They probably put 8-10 grand in their pocket out of that.
That's going to be terrible for the Carfax, because if somebody said, oh, that car's in an accident, how much did it cost to fix it? You go $14,000.
It's a lease, luckily, so it's just
yeah,
a lease
it's their
return.
Problem.
But yeah, it's wild. Speaking of wild, Matt Farah's Lexus, almost at $1 million. Yeah, he's at 980 some odd thousand.
Wow.
And somebody just popped up another one that was on Reddit, that somebody found it on Craigslist, like a 984,000.
Imagine if they beat him to it.
1 mile. Well, that's what I was going to do. One owner car. I'm like, fuck, I'll buy that and I'll just beat Matt to $1 million. And then like the race is on to see who can put 15,000 miles on their car faster. And ideally we'll time it so that we both like hit 1 million miles sort of at the same time. But I think that ends up being a scam. It may just be somebody with too much time on their hands.
Rolling.
The description didn't line up. It's like, yeah, I've been doing these maintenances and everything like that, and it's definitely like he didn't say that it's the original trans, the original engine. I'm like, there's got to be. Yeah, the heads never even came off. I'm like,
they had to rebuild it at some point.
I had to do something. To take that car apart to fix something significant, like at least like, yeah, it's on its third transmission, like that's believable. Oh, excuse me. But
see, Lexus has put you to sleep, right?
Yeah, it's not the most exciting thing, but it's just cool to cross the million, then like literally drop a piano on it or something.
Yeah.
But if that is real, I'll end up buying it. If it's not real, so be it.
Right.
We'll just move on.
I think it's taken Matt a lot longer to get a million
It did,
miles on that Lexus, right?
I mean, but it's like he had to put over 100,000
Yeah.
miles on it. So it was like $890 when I brought it up to him.
Yeah.
But like putting 100,000 miles on a car is like, that's a lot of driving. He's been giving it to like random YouTubers, and he's won.
Give it to me. Tell him to give it to me.
These YouTubers put 17,000 miles on it
Wow.
in a month. I
Wow.
mean, that's like driving to Alaska to Miami and back.
And it hasn't broke. Well, he's done some repairs, right?
Yeah,
But
he's definitely done significant repairs to it.
tell him to give it to me. We'll
But
you and I will do a
keeping
million
it
miles.
running, and that's important.
Yeah.
So what else you got?
What else? What do you think of the mid-engine Corvette that's coming out? It's on the Nürburgring testing.
They haven't confirmed it yet.
Right, but I think it's coming out because I know somebody who knows somebody who works.
It is coming out.
But is it going to be? It sounds like they're going to have a base Corvette. I don't know what the latest is. I haven't checked. There's still like a base Corvette, and then the mid-engine is going to be like a six-figure car, or they're all going to be mid-engine. Oh, really? That would be something I think I would buy.
But I think it's going to be a naturally aspirated, a turbo, and then a hybrid. So those will be the three.
So the hybrid will be like the ZR1 or whatever.
ZR1,
yeah,
the hypercar variant.
Have you driven the new ZR1 that we saw in the auto show?
I have not driven that yet.
Yeah,
I know Mike Street Speed's got one or two.
He's got one, yeah.
But it's just one of those things that hasn't really been like, I got to drive that. So I'd be happy to drive my own Corvette.
Yep.
But I got to get that thing out of Texas.
Oh, well.
Because when I do get it out of Texas, and hopefully I get it out before we even go down to the Nürburgring, but we're going to Europe again in 3 weeks. But I got to do a trip to Chicago in there. I've got an event on Wednesday in the city, and then I've got like a couple of other random things plugged in there, and then I've got to make a trip down to Nashville, and like I got to do the dry run on the adventure drives just to firm everything up.
Yep.
Because I just like to double check the roads and be like, all right, you know what, this is enough of this. Like let's get to a highway. I don't want to bore people, but I don't want to make people like seasick either.
Right.
So,
yeah, the Ford announced they're going to build like another 500 Ford GTs for the new one or something like that.
Well, yeah, they're doing 1,000 GT run.
Okay. So there was 500 original ones.
4 years, 250 a year.
Okay. So how many? They've built like 500 so far, right?
They have built, allegedly, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many they've
So
built.
they announced another.
The only ones I'm
500.
aware of are the ones that end up getting flipped.
Yeah. Yeah. So John Cena, I guess, what was the deal there? Something like he got it from the first buyer, or something with the paperwork.
Sold it for $1.25 million to somebody. Allegedly, another one sold for like 1.7. Cena's
the one at Mecum, right? The one at
then
the Mecum
Cena's
auction.
car went back up again, unencumbered for sale, and I think it sold for like 1.2. So it's not like that 1.8 guy wasted $500,000. I just don't see it. I don't see it as a $2 million car. I mean,
Well, especially now if they keep making more of them.
yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean,
Right.
it's just not a $2 million car. Like, it's not $1 million car. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. You're like, yeah, keep your Koenigsegg. I'm going to go get a Ford GT. Now, it did put up an impressive showing. Brooks from Drag Times did a race with the ZR1. And it's not the best race. Obviously, Brooks is like on the gun real quick. But it's at a drag strip, so you have a quarter mile of acceleration pretty much. So it would be nice to see what they actually did out on the highway, but he had that news thing, so he's been sort of laying low since then and doing it at the racetrack. We podcast late at night sometimes.
Yep.
It's like 11:30 at night, so excuse the yawns.
I'm trying to hide my yawns too.
But it's Labor Day, and sitting by the pool and having a beer or two drains me a little bit. But yeah, so there was a bunch going on. I'm happy to say that B, by the way, I looked at the light. I'm happy to say that B has not survived.
Yeah, I don't think he made
So
it.
I think I fucked him up proper the first time.
We should have had the cameras rolling for that. It was how much destruction can
Yeah.
be
Let's see. So we got the adventure drives. I'm doing the Europe trip, or doing. I want to get my Corvette back. I'm just trying to bang through everything that. We haven't been consistent enough with the podcast, so
No.
I'm like, it's not like I just have to talk about stuff from the past week. I got to talk about stuff since
think
the last podcast.
Yeah, I think
but
the last podcast was probably a month ago, right?
Yeah, I don't want to be redundant.
Yeah.
Um,
Now the Nürburgring that you're doing, is that from the
That's
YouTube
from the
challenge?
Project Car Challenge.
Okay.
So that'll be taking place. That'll be taking place October 8th is when we're going to be at the Nürburgring.
And who's going?
LZ and then Lou Gelati. So both of those cars are going to be there, and we'll see what happens.
Cool. Now, is that your favorite track that you've ever driven?
No.
What's your favorite track you ever drove?
No, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite track. I like Daytona actually. If I was going to pick one, just the banking was just so awesome.
Yeah. And what car did you do that with?
I did it in my Corvette.
Oh, okay.
And the
You didn't have any
rain.
oiling issues? You
No,
probably have
and
a
it was the
baffle
pouring
oil
rain,
pan?
so it
Or...
sucked. I spun out. I spun out at let's just say 20 miles an hour. It was just like it was
so much
legit rain.
water?
Well, we were also on like Cup 2s, which is not a rain tire, but we were running the same tire the whole weekend. So I had to run Cup 2s, and there you go.
Now, can you feel the banking that steep, or you just
it's
concentrate
very
on
cool.
driving? Yeah,
Yeah, it's very cool.
Sweet.
So when we do an adventure drives trip or something down through Florida, I'll be sure to include some laps of Daytona as part of the experience.
That'll be cool.
Maybe Sebring was cool too. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Matt's got his Lexus. Street Speed's buying cars. Leroy did his 7s. That's an important feat to discuss. I'm not really a drag guy, but like to have a YouTuber go up and sort of hold now this manual 6-speed record for I think all GMs or just Corvettes. That's really cool. And I think he was on like a stock trans and a stock diff.
Oh, wow.
To run 7s in a stock trans and a stock diff is ridiculous. So I remember people with 400 horsepower blowing out half shafts.
Yeah.
Output
I
shafts.
think it's a built trans.
Is it a built trans?
And built diff. Yeah, he's blowing up diffs and.
Oh, really? I haven't been follling along the progression.
Yeah. Trust
But
me, you can blow up a diff and a trans on a.
yeah, no, I know that. That's why I was like,
I was very good at it. I did a great job.
But he did like over 300 passes in that car. But to get like, I think he was like 780.
Wow.
Which is just hauling ass.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean, how much faster do you really want to go at that point?
Don't ask him that.
Yeah, I mean, is that? Has he addressed that?
I have no idea.
That video.
That's like telling any speedhead, like, oh, the car, it's got enough horsepower.
Yeah, even the 780, I think it was like 780, and he made like a 45-minute video. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's like a full-length DVD about one pass. But hey, whatever works. But yeah.
Cool.
So.
I think you wanted to talk about Hammond and...
Oh, the gas man. Richard Hammond seems to like.
He has no luck, that guy.
Like, yeah, I mean,
he's
if you're
almost
gonna
killed
say, like,
twice.
that guy's got the best life, but then you look at like the lack of privacy and then people stealing shit from you and the near death thing. I mean, that's a tough gig. I mean, this guy has got quite the memoir.
Yeah, he almost died twice.
I mean, I would almost at your own hand of driving and crashing a car versus like people gassing you out in your sleep and your family. That would bother me a hell of a lot more.
Oh yeah, that's way scarier.
Yeah, like because then you're so vulnerable at that point in time, and it's not that you've done anything. It's just you're targeted, and it's in like Saint-Tropez, which is like south of France. It's like a nice, like rich tourist area. So fuck those guys. If you're watching this, guy, thief. Nobody likes a thief. Fuck you. Like, I'm serious. You're a piece of shit. Take your own life right now.
Now, you had a video, one of your Ferraris, somebody threw chocolate candies in there or something like that?
Yeah, in Napa, like at the restaurant.
So somebody was trying to get it to melt in the hot car?
I mean, it was nighttime,
yeah.
So like, and they were all over, so it's not like I wasn't going to find them. But it was just one of those things. I was like, why wouldn't somebody say, like, hey, I don't get the cool guy thing, like I'm going to go lean on this dude's car. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's all to me nonsense. But what else do we got?
Well, I just thought of something, but I forgot.
You just thought of something, but you forgot. Nice.
It's late, Rob. It's late.
Yeah, no, I always usually I'll post up some hey, what do you guys want us to talk about?
This was short
tonight?
notice, so I didn't do any research.
But yeah, I'm just trying to catch everybody up on my stuff. Like the next podcast, I'll be able to talk about all the stuff I've thus revealed. The Evo is stuck. We just haven't done anything on it. I've just been too busy. My truck, Jesus Christ, was that thing a headache. It got stuck in Colorado, and it was the injectors were bad because I found out my truck was a rollback, and it turns out the thing has almost 300,000 miles on it. I thought it had 130. So it needed an injector service. The injectors were I spent like $6,500 on injectors. Long story on that, but I got the wrong ones. And then I had a driver sitting there, like just sitting there getting paid to sit there and not drive for a couple of days. And the dealership, like, hey, yeah, we're working on it. They didn't do it. And then finally they started working on it. Yeah, we've got 2 more injectors left, but the bolts are seized, so we can. And I'm like, just you've done 6 of the 8. Just give me the fucking truck back.
Wow.
So like one of the injectors was even stuck open, but the guy was just like rolling coal the entire way across the country.
Now, how was it rolled back? It had an analog odometer?
Yeah, but
can you do that on a digital?
It wasn't analog, it was digital.
Oh, you can roll back a digital?
Yeah, very easily.
Oh, really?
So, but it sucks. It sucks to have that. Sucks to be deceived like that because I can't keep track of the scheduled service. I don't know if it could have gone 100,000 miles between oil changes for all I know.
Right.
So, but yeah, now Jeff's got my truck. And the guy that was, he broke the stud, or broke the bolt, then tried to tap it, and then, like, broke the tap in the head, and it's just been a nightmare since then. Like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, he did that, he got the tap out, then now he drilled another hole, but, oh, yeah, he drilled it, it didn't line up right, so now we got to redo the whole thing, and got to TIG weld the head, and I'm like, just get the fucking thing running, I need it back. But it's been quite the process. And suffice to say, I'm building another ramp truck, but I'm getting like a brand new 2019. I'm not fucking around anymore. Like, I'll use that truck as a backup, but like after this headache and like being down without a truck and having to scramble around so much, even like if my car was ready, I can't even go get it. I got to go buy a rent or something and buy a trailer to pull it around. I'm just tired of having that. And like my car's like, I've got that the Evo waiting to go up to Tommy's, but I can't even bring it up to Tommy's because I don't want to bring a 3-car trailer up for one car. And right now I'm and then I got to load my Supra up. That's perfect. That's why I have my truck.
Yeah.
So
what are you doing with the Supra? You probably going to sell it, or?
I don't know.
No, it's for sale if you get the right price.
I mean, I wanted to bring it down and drive it a little bit, but like if somebody offered me the right money, I'd sell it. But the number in my head keeps going up. I'm like, yeah, I'd take 100. Nah, I'd take 125. Man, like at a certain point in time, it's like, if the numbers are there, great. If they're not, it doesn't cost me anything to keep it. And I like it, and I like to take it out every once in a while.
Right.
I may switch it over to a different clutch so it's a little bit more user-friendly, but...
You know how long you've been saying you were going to run it through an auction?
That 2 years, 3 years?
3 years.
Yeah.
Hey, again, it's laziness. Like, every time I try to sell a car, like that Jeep I just sold, a brand new Jeep, like brand fucking new, 200 miles on it, 2018. I just bought it.
What is it, like a Wrangler or Jeep Cherokee?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like people offer me, like I'll give you, like the lowest offer I got, free was one of them. One guy offered me $1,000, $550. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, I'd rather set the thing on fire than sell it to you for $500. Like, what makes you, if like wholesale is the money I can get instantly from somebody,
right?
Why would I take your offer of less than wholesale?
Yep.
Like, if a pawn shop is going to give me 27, a wholesaler is going to give me 30.
Right.
Why would I take 25 from you? Why would I take 15 from you? Why would I take 5 from you? It makes no sense.
I get those offers all the time, like with the M2 being for sale. Like, I know what the trade-in value is if I would trade it in, whether it's, on whatever. It's like, I'm not going to sell it to you for less than the trade-in value because I'm getting the tax savings.
Instant money.
Yeah. So it's like a wholesaler who's going to flip it and make $1,000.
Yeah.
So I'm making up numbers. If it was 45, they'll offer you 43. Well, if I can trade it in for 45, why would I sell it for 43? You know?
So now I got to get rid of that. Well, the Wrangler's actually gone. It sold to a Jeep dealer who's going to turn around and sell it for 34 again.
Probably. They don't depreciate that much, the Wranglers,
well,
especially
they don't,
the 4 doors.
I gave up $5,000 on it, $6,000 on it in 200 miles.
Why'd you buy it and why did you sell it?
It's one of my customers wanted it for 2 months, but he never really drives them, so it was a no-brainer.
And you got rid of the junk, like the creeper van. And
Yeah, those things like
the
I
Miata
gave him all the
snowplow.
Miata guy.
I gave him the Miata.
You got rid of the creeper van?
Yeah, I gave same creeper van, same guy. No. So now he's got the Ferrari crap collection.
You know, he hasn't posted in like 4 months.
He hasn't. Why?
I don't know. It's just I went on his channel recently because it came up when I typed in Rob Ferretti on YouTube. Like I think his video comes up like the very bottom of like the first page.
Yeah.
So I clicked on the channel just to see if he had done anything, and he hasn't posted in like 4 months or something.
No, hopefully
He's
he
too
didn't die
busy
in the
driving
creeper
those
van.
cars.
Yeah.
He's too busy trying to figure out who the fuck he's gonna give the cars to.
No, I mean for a bunch of guys, like he lives upstate, a couple hours. For guys that live upstate that have nothing but like trees and dirt and spare time on his hand, it's the right play. It's you build it when you can, and you can. It's got that shock value to it that it'll always make a fun Craigslist sale when you're done with it.
Now, did you keep the plow on the Miata?
No, the plow went to the
plow.
Mercedes.
Oh, okay.
Plow's now in the back.
Gotcha.
But now I bought my tractor, so I don't know if I'll need that plow on the Mercedes anymore. I got to try plowing with the tractor first to see how that goes. So we'll see.
Yep.
Maybe I'll just weld the blade of the plow to the bucket in the tractor. Because like I don't know if that tractor bucket is the proper. I mean, for a light snow, it's probably the wrong thing.
I saw the video with the tractor, but what kind of tractor was it? Is
It's a Farmall.
I don't know my tractors.
It's a 1952 Farmall.
Yeah.
It's big 5-foot tires on it. Dude, the thing is awesome.
Yeah, I think
It's
I've
a lot
seen it
of fun.
actually parked here. But where'd
in the back.
you find it?
I was actually up the road for sale.
Oh, really?
In New York State. So I bought it and I just drove it home. I put my cowboy hat on, right? I think I was rocking the cowboy hat on. Yeah, hell yeah. So I dropped the cowboy hat on.
And you mow the lawn here with that?
Shit.
You
No,
mow the lawn?
not yet. I gotta get a PTO-driven mower. But I used it to take out the thorn bushes and all this overgrowth and stuff like that. Move sticks and stuff that it's just like it would take me forever to do without it. It's just like instant with the tractor, so it's nice.
Cool.
It's not ripping through stumps like I thought it would. I thought it would just like pull up any like big stump or something like that. But you lose traction. You start spinning the wheels, and I'm like, oh great. But then I realized that I took the chains off the wheels because I'm like, how am I ever gonna lose traction in this thing? Yeah. But the chains make a big difference. But like I just like it better without the chains. It's the chains, if you go so fast, it's just thwapping the chains against the fenders and whatnot. But so travel, let's see what else I got. So I've got those couple of trips coming up, a couple of adventure drives coming up. I'm going to SEMA directly from the Adventure Drives Country Roads trip. And I'll be out in SEMA for Sunday to Wednesday. So be sure to say what's up if you're out there. Jim, how are we doing on time? I was going to wrap it.
10 minutes.
Oh, we got 10 minutes to go?
Yeah.
We need some coffee.
I need some coffee. I could make it a little shorter, but I was like, I'm feeling like I've been talking long enough. Let's see what we got here.
Well, you got any new cars in the horizon?
Yeah, I just bought a Z06 convertible.
Oh, new one.
Yeah, 2017 or 18.
Okay,
it's
so
zero
C7.
It's 0 miles.
Wow.
But blue convertible,
Nice.
06.
I love the blue.
For under 70 grand.
Wow.
Like new.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah.
Automatic or stick?
Automatic.
Okay. Well, you got good deals on the old Z06s, right? The C7 Z06s you were getting on like 15 under, right?
Yeah, I mean, you were getting, but that was a coupe. This is a convertible.
Okay.
So you got to realize, like, convertibles are, like, they usually sell a hell of a lot more.
Right, and they're more money to begin with.
Let's see what we got. It's tough to keep up with, but there's like a lot going on in the car world. Hennessy's got the engine for his F5 that they're estimating makes, or they've already tested it to 2,000 horsepower.
Wow, 2,000.
Let's see. Oh, the boy with the terminal illness. That was a heartwarming story. gets racing stickers on his casket and a ride. He was asking for like he was a big racing fan. So like, oh, could you guys send me racing stickers for my casket? And I'm like, that's fucking depressing. Like, he's 11 or 13, whatever he is, and he's got to think about how to decorate his casket because he's gonna be dead in a year or two. But that was sad. But some dealership in Florida shipped their Ferrari up and took him for a ride in the race car. Let's see, pulled the car, 65,000 BRZ, yeah, right. Let's see who else is making a SUV, Honda Insight. All right, Reddit cars, you're letting me down, buddies.
There was a, on Bring a Trailer, they had a E46 M3 with only 176 miles on it. So some guy bought this car, the second owner put it on Bring a Trailer. So this was like a hot story because people said, oh, it's going to sell for like 100 grand, 150 grand. The problem is the first owner lived in Hawaii and kept it outside for 15 years. And it wasn't a manual, it was the, the SMG transmission. So I'm like, that car's not going to sell for a lot of money because A, it's probably all rusted out, which it wound up being. And, it's the SMG transmission. So, and it's not like a super rare color or anything. It was like carbon black. So it sold for like, it went unsold for like $35,000.
Okay.
But imagine buying that car new, which was like a $50-something thousand car. You never drive it. That's worse than us, right? You just put it outside in a tropical climate where it rains every day. And now the car, I guess somebody bought it and said, hey, I got a 176-mile car, perfect Bring a Trailer car. I'm going to flip it and make a lot of money. But I think that's probably what he paid for it, or he paid even more than that to probably get it. But what do you think about, there's another story too with an E39 M5, 2002 with like no miles on it. Somebody just paid $175,000 for it. That car brand new is like $75,000, $72,000. So what do you think, like?
It's just a big bet. People are betting like I think the collector market's going to be strong down the road. And I mean, that's like baseball cards. It's like any collectible. At that point in time, it's no longer a car; it's artwork, and you're just hoping.
Yeah, it has to be, right? Because if you bought that car with 176 miles, the first one, the E46, you made it 500 miles. How much does it go down? Going from, and same thing with that E39 M5. I don't know what the upside is. The upside is you just lock it away somewhere, and you hope in 20 years it's worth 300,000 or something like that. But I mean, if you ever drove that car, or somebody wanted to drive that car, right? The seals are gone, the tires are dry rotted, right? It would be like you'd ruin that car trying to drive it.
Nice.
I don't know. I'd rather have something even though I don't put a lot of miles on the car, I'd rather have something I can potentially drive than something that's just going to sit there.
I mean, I'm the same way, but then again, that's why I want to get rid of the Supra. I'm just too lazy to do so.
Yeah. Well, you only want to get rid of the Supra because you want to get a higher mileage one you could drive,
Correct.
right? So you're going to use that money. So you still want another Supra because it's a great car. Those values have really gone up on the Supras.
I got a question for you. When do you think? What do you think about the like, for instance, like I want a Mercy. When do you think the Mercy market's going to take off? Like all the V12s have.
Well, the sticks have.
It's always going to creep. But it's not. There's not going to be a discernible spike.
How did the Countaches work?
It's all.
Did it just gradually?
I mean, the Countach has picked up recently, and when the collector car market got pretty crazy in the last 3 or 4 years, but they were there. I mean, I remember you can get a Countach for 90 grand, or Diablo even the 90.
Diablo's really went
for
up.
90 grand for a while.
You used to have years ago when I rented from Gotham. This is probably like 2007. You had a red Countach in your the Teterboro place. Was that a rental or just like somebody's car or an investment, or one of you guys owned it? You had a red Countach.
It was probably something that Steve was working on.
Oh, okay.
Arena Motors. I'm looking. How much do they want for these wheels?
Actually, that reminds me of a question I could ask you, Rob. Is it worth buying, like, you know how we made a video about parts being ridiculously overpriced?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it worth buying certain parts for cars, like sets of rims that are original OEM ones, and like keeping them? Or
no, I mean, look, you're always better investing your money in stuff that isn't car parts or cars.
I know, but
like
let's put that fact aside.
There are a lot of people
the
that...
answer is it's hit or miss. Like I did a video about like toolkits for old Ferraris selling for 50 grand, or asking 50 grand. I mean, it's literally a bunch of shit spanner wrenches and a fuse that you're never going to put in the car, and or like a dry rotted belt that's 60 years old, and somebody's paying 50 grand for it.
Well, if somebody pays 50 grand for that, let's say they do, somebody will, right?
I mean,
Is it make your car go up 60 grand, or does it make your car go up 30 grand because you have that?
It completes the package. Maybe the car appreciates 600,000 over the next couple of years.
Because you spent the 50
I
grand?
mean, look at what McLaren F1s are. I mean, they went from, they're selling for $5 million, they're $7 million, they're $10 million, $12 million, $15 million. Now they're selling for $20 million.
I know. Jay Leno said that was the best investment he ever made. He got his for like almost $1 million, and now it's worth whatever.
20 million
bucks.
Yeah.
But how much does the value go up? All right, so say I had that rare Ferrari. Is it going to go up a lot less because I don't have the original toolkit? Or is it, like, say, you know what I'm saying?
Depends on how stupid the buyer is.
Well, that's what I mean. So if you were going to spend, like, here's a real estate analogy, what we do in my real estate investments. I would pay $50,000 for that package if I was going to make at least $55,000, right? I'm not going to put a $50,000 roof on a building, let's say, and it's only going to give me $40,000 in value, right? What do you think? Like, if that guy spends $50,000, does his car go up $100,000 because now he has the toolkit and completes the package, or is his car going to go up anyway because it's such a rare Ferrari?
Sure.
Like, just take a normal car. Say you have a $100,000 car, but you don't have the original wheels because you put on
a normal car then.
Well, 50,000, whatever.
Yeah, normal
well,
car.
I think in a cheap car doesn't matter.
Tourist.
Say you have say you have your 458 you just bought, right? It doesn't have Ferrari wheels. Somebody put on BBS wheels or something like that. When you go and say those Ferrari wheels cost how much? 5,000.
Ferrari wheels. Nah, you could probably get it. It depends on the wheel though. Like the NSX wheels, they're 16s and 17s,
right?
Or whatever they are, but
they
sell
like
for like
$3,000
$4
now,
grand
right?
a set.
All right, so let's use the NSX. Perfect example. Is your car worth it's $4 grand a set?
Yeah.
All right, so does it make your car worth more than $4 grand that you have the original wheels?
It depends on the buyer. That's the whole thing. Like any of this stuff. Like some guy may pay more for the HRE car than they would for the stock wheels.
Right. So that's all I wondered, because you see a lot of cars.
Same thing with the supercharger kits, and it's like if you want it, and you'll pay for it. If you don't want it, you'll.
Well, I think wheels are like, if you try to go with collectors or anything, they're always going to say, well, do you have the original wheels for the car? So if you buy original, there are people that just hoard
a set of 20 grand 25th anniversary Countach wheels.
Yeah, there are people that just hoard parts. I know people that do that. You know, they don't invest in the cars. They know, well, these Lamborghini wheels will be worth something. They're OEMs. I'm going to buy every pair that I can get.
The Murcielago.
Well, that's what like Exotic Auto Recycling, Per Parts does. They just start stacking parts.
Right. But I often wonder, do you get your money back? It'll be easier to sell. Like you redo the kitchen in your house, it's easier to sell.
I mean, I think real estate's easier because everyone pays for a better house. The car stuff is that's so subjective to the actual buyer.
Right.
Like no one's gonna walk into a house. I mean, there are people that do, but those are like really retarded rich people. But I guess it's just a spectrum. Some rich people will buy whatever the fuck they want, and then some people won't.
Well, like if you had that 458 Speciale, and you had aftermarket wheels on it, you didn't have the Ferrari. And you send it to Barrett Jackson because everything was perfect. What do those wheels cost? Maybe those wheels cost 10 grand. Who knows?
Yeah.
But is it going to make you going to get an extra 11 grand in the auction with those 10 grand wheels?
Well, you never know. That's the whole problem. It's the pricing is so subjective.
Right. Like I almost would say, all right, if those wheels are 10 grand, I'll subtract 10 grand from the price. You do what you want.
Yeah.
You know. Rather than hunt down the wheels and then you got to put new tires on it, and then what do you do with the old wheels? Nobody wants those.
Let's wrap this up. I want to just touch real quick on the Porsche's not making any more, or starting in the next model for the GT3 all turbos now.
Oh wow!
So
yes, it'll be the last
end of the NA cars for the Porsches, and that's pretty depressing.
Oh, Porsche people are going to lose their mind, and then they're going to bring.
No, it'll make the older ones go up in value and everything because people. Like the same reason the 993 costs more than the 996 or 997 turbo, because people need their nostalgia or their talking points or whatever it is. But anyway, guys, thank you very much. Check out Glenn's car collection. I'm going to wrap this only because I'm exhausted, and I'm sorry if I'm falling asleep on the podcast. But Glenn's got his hand under the table, and that's keeping me awake, which is nice. So thank Glenn for coming on. Check out Glenn's car collection on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitch. Bumble, Tinder, whatever you want. Facebook.
Mainly YouTube. Mainly YouTube and Instagram.
So you could check out Glenn's car collection on there, or check me out here on the podcast. Thanks for watching, And we will see you tomorrow or the next podcast. Thank you for supporting the sponsors. If you haven't checked them out yet, check the links in the description. You can check out their stuff. It's pretty awesome, and you will thank me for it. And you'll be like, wow, this is the best underwear I've ever had my nuts in. And I'm not kidding. You will say that. You'll be very happy. Your nuts will be very happy. And when your nuts are happy, the rest of you is happy. See you later.